Hello, I'm Dr. Kirkwood. The most important skill that we can teach is for a child to learn to be able to read. Through the Kirkwood Reading Program, with teachers and parents working together, we can enable a child to become an excellent reader. And the most important skill because it opens the door to all of human knowledge. And it's also a foundational skill for mastering other skills. The Kirkwood Reading Series consists of 42 books, each containing 50 stories. There are 6 books per grade level. The sequence of the series by grade level are as follows. First grade, 1.0, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8, and 1.10. There are 2 tracks for first grade depending upon student capabilities determined by teachers or parents. The second option employs the same vocabulary but the stories are longer. Most students will normally start on the easier track and be moved to the second track if determined appropriate. The second grade has 6 reading books as follows: 2.0, 2.2, 2.4, 2.6, 2.8, and 2.10. Correspondingly, third grade, 3.0, 3.2, 3.4, 3.6, 3.8, and 3.10. Fourth grade, 4.0, 4.2, 4.4, 4.6, 4.8, and 4.10. Fifth grade, 5.0, 5.2, 5.4, 5.6, 5.8, and 5.10. Finally, sixth grade, 6.0, 6.2, 6.4, 6.6, 6.8, and 6.10. In addition to the 42 books designed for the individual reading program, there are an additional 12 books designed for use in small reading group or at home with parents. There are 2 books for each grade level from first grade through 6th grade. To develop the Kirkwood Reading Series, authors from around the country submitted stories and articles. Authors were given a range for story length, only the vocabulary that they could use, and story themes. A multiple-level editorial review process was established to guarantee that the stories selected would fit within the required guidelines. The same process occurred for artists to provide pictures for each story. Artists were given the story along with particular specifications for the artwork. In addition to the academic skill of reading being taught, the purpose of the Kirkwood Reading Series is to foster spiritual and character development. The story themes are designed to expose the student to values with the hope of helping him to assimilate and integrate those values into his self-structure. An abbreviated list of the 2,700 story themes and articles are as follows. Relationship with God. Relationship with other children. Work ethic. Respecting and helping parents. Reflection on self and self-identity. Family. Self-care and hygiene. Character. Civility. stewardship for the environment. It should be noted that many of the story themes are repeated in higher grade level books. The stories begin with basic principles. As children mature, and with the expansion of vocabulary from several hundred words to over 5,700 words, children's depth of understanding grows. The result manifests itself in the child's values, behavior, and character. In order to facilitate an individualized reading program, a dual-track vocabulary spelling computer program was designed. The vocabulary spelling program has been through multiple generations of development to the present-day 5,700-plus word program. Each reading book is vocabulary controlled so that the child has mastered the vocabulary before he sees it in the context of reading. The parallel structure guarantees the child that he will know the words. After a base of 180 very basic words, the first reading book is started. During the time it takes to complete the first reading book, the student will master another 150 plus words. These newly learned words will then become integrated into the previously mastered words. Book 2 of the reading series utilizes the 180 base words plus 150 newly mastered words. The same parallel process defines a sequence through the next 34 books with a total of 5,700 vocabulary words. According to the design of the vocabulary spelling computer program, 5 words are taught in each lesson. At the beginning of most of the lessons, a picture is displayed along with a brief value development statement. Certain lessons will begin with phonetic rule instruction tied directly to the words to be learned in the lesson. Following the phonetic instruction, or the value development, the program first displays the word phonetically for the student to sound it out. The computer then gives the child feedback by phonetically pronouncing the word. Then the student is asked to say it again, followed by the computer repeating the word using normal speech. The structure helps to guarantee success. When reading is assigned according to the sequential curriculum track, a picture of the student's reading book appears on the computer screen. The title of the story and page numbers are also displayed. The task is for the student to carefully read the story. It should be noted that there is a 5-minute delay from the time the assignment is given until the student can access the comprehension questions. This encourages the student to carefully read the story rather than simply hunt for the answers. Upon completion, the student will press the Continue button for the first comprehension question to appear on the screen. 14 comprehension questions have been written and inputted into the computer for each story. The comprehension questions consist of 3 true or false, 3 multiple choice, and 8 fill in the blank. If the student gets the first 10 questions correct, he does not have to answer the remaining 4 fill in the blank questions. For every question missed, there is 1 fill in the blank question to be answered. This helps to keep the child from guessing and teaches due diligence. After the student reads a story, each question appears sequentially for the student to answer. There are over 25,000 questions in the reading curriculum. If correct, a verbal and visual affirmation occurs.
That's correct.
And the score is recorded in the individual student's database. Our reading program has been in development for over 30 years, but it's been in the last 8 years that the next generation of the program has been developed. And like any program, it's never complete. We'll always be working on improvements and updates to make it the very, very best we can for the students. Because it's absolutely critical that students become excellent readers and to develop the skill of acquiring human knowledge. And most importantly, to have access and instruction in terms of values so that that student can grow in Christ-likeness and prepare them to be instruments of Christ for good in the 21st century.